What's good, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the worst employees at Amazon. Before we do get started, go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, at Nathan Padilla. Link is also in the description below. But let's get straight into the video with number one and the worst employee. If you're any of these employees, don't feel offended. This list is just a fun little list that I'm going to be making about the worst Amazon employees. And number one, we have the live streamer. Y'all may or may have not seen this. I've only seen this because of Reddit, but there's been a lot of TikTokers, a lot of people on TikTok for the past couple of months now. I don't know when this started. It might have started like a year ago or something, but for the last few months especially, it's been getting really popular, where pickers and stowers and sometimes even packers, they've just been live streaming themselves at work. They just put their phone, they set it up right there, and they just like live stream at work the entire time. They don't really read the chat that much. They don't like really say anything or anything like that. They just work all day. They just set their phones up, put it right there, and work all day. And some of these people are getting thousands of viewers, thousands of live viewers on TikTok, thousands of live viewers on YouTube or whatever else they're doing it on. I've mostly only seen it on TikTok. I don't have TikTok personally, but I've seen people on Reddit post multiple different people who are doing that on TikTok. And it's crazy. It makes the employees look really bad. There's been a lot of people doing this lately. And you know what? Don't get me wrong. I don't blame them. You know what? Because there's people donating to these people. I've seen people donating to these people. I've seen a lot of people like coming and tuning into every single live stream. These people that are doing this, they're growing an audience. So I don't blame them. But at the same time, it does make Amazon employees look really bad. It does make us look really bad to management, and it does make us look bad to corporate, all that stuff, where those people are probably thinking, look at what our employees are doing. We really need to take phones away. Obviously, they left phones permanently. We can now bring them into the warehouse permanently, but it was before then, it was kind of worrying, thinking that these people are going to ruin it for all of us and they're going to keep the phone ban permanent pretty much. It was a little bit worrisome to think about that. Thankfully, of course, Amazon has already said phones are staying permanently, but at the same time, it's still kind of crazy to think that there's people just out there live stream and we're not even supposed to take pictures or record anything inside the warehouse at all. It's a bad look, honestly. It's a bad look for the rest of us employees, so I would put them in at number one on the worst employee spot. Again, I don't blame these people. They're doing their thing. They're getting the bag, so I don't blame them. But at the same time, you know, it's kind of messed up. Number two, the rude complainer. Now, what I mean by this is the person who I'll bring up one example. There was somebody who was trained, I think, in pick and stow. This might be the case. I don't really remember for sure. This was a long time ago, like my first few months at Amazon, so almost 2 years ago now. But there was somebody who was told to do something else, basically. I think they wanted to come in and stow, and they were told to do something else. I don't know if it's because they were cross-trained and picked or what, but they were told to do something else, and the manager said, hey, we need you to do this today or whatever, and we can't have you stow. And the guy freaked out. The guy got really mad, and he started raising her voice and kind of like getting mad at her, and they started arguing, and the manager started screaming back, and because the guy started yelling and talking to her, and he was being extremely rude and complaining a lot about what he had to do or whatever. And he was just being very rude to the manager, you know, screaming at her, raising his voice, getting super mad. It was almost like he wanted to like physically hurt her at some point. Like, it got really bad. They were really mad at each other. And it was just like, this was like at 7 in the morning. Everyone was just barely getting into work. We were waiting in a line for stations to get our stations, or what station we're told to be going to. We're waiting in line for that. And, you know, I was just on my phone, and all of a sudden I just started seeing drama, and then this guy's getting really mad. Really big guy too, by the way, like really big guy, especially compared to the woman. And I was just like, dude, like, if she's telling you to go pick, just go freaking do it. Like, don't complain, and don't. I mean, if you're gonna say, like, straight up say, hey, like, I really don't want to do pick today. Like, I'm not happy when I'm doing pick, or it makes me in a really bad mood. Please don't send me to pick. Okay, that's fair enough. You're allowed to say that. But if you're going to sit there and yell and complain at the manager, even though it's not really in her control, it's not her choice to send you to pick, it's management's choice. Her managers are telling you, okay, we need to labor share these people to this place, and these people need to be labor shared here, and there's too many people at this place, so they need to be moved elsewhere. It's not really the manager's choice. It's the whole site as a whole's choice on who's going to work where and what are they going to do. So there's no reason for you to be rude and complain, and just, if you're going to complain, okay, fair enough, but don't be rude about it, and don't be super mean to these managers who, from my experience, it seems like they don't want to be there just as much as we don't want to be there. So don't be super mean to the managers, or don't be a rude complainer. But at number three, the I hate my job kind of guy. I cannot stand seeing this sometimes. I'm going to bring up Reddit as an example, and sometimes even like my YouTube comments, but Reddit is a prime example of this, where people who have been working at Amazon for several months, all they do is complain and complain and complain. They'll just talk about how much they hate their job, how much they hate everything about the job, and they'll go on for several weeks and months and talk about, man, this job freaking sucks, I hate working here, all this stuff. And don't get me wrong, the job's not the best, I don't blame you, but I don't like the employees that do nothing but complain about it every single second they get. They literally go out of their way to complain about the job. They'll talk trash about people who are positive about the job because they're not positive about the job, and they want that person to think negatively of the job. They just want everyone to be negative, and they just want to be super negative about it in general. I understand Amazon's not the perfect job, it's definitely not the best job or anything like that, but the people who sit there and complain for several months and they still continue to work there, it's a little bit bothersome in a way. And I don't mean to be rude to anybody, but it's just like, kind of, if you hate your job this much, then just leave, you know? There's a lot of people who are in the same situation as you, and what they do is they quit and they go find another job, or they'll find another job first and then they'll quit. And yeah, I understand. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to find a job, especially in the, like 2020's climate, or even 2021's climate. A little bit more difficult to find a job for sure. But if you can't find another job and you're still working at Amazon, I feel like at that point, you know, what's the point of complaining? What's the point of bringing your negativity around to everyone? Just kind of stay there. Just try to keep calm. Do what you can until you can get out of there, and don't spread your negativity everywhere, because there's a lot of people who are just extremely negative about the job, and they hate anyone who thinks positive about the job, and they don't want to hear anything positive about the job, and all they want to do is complain every single second of their lives. And it's just, I don't know. I don't want to sound like I'm talking trash about these people or like talking down on them or anything, but I would say that they fall into the category of the worst Amazon employees, because it's just kind of like, find another job if you don't like it that much. You know, why waste your time complaining about it? But yeah, I mean, with number 4 though, we have the speaker guy. And what I mean by the speaker guy is the person who carries around a speaker, maybe the ones that have wheels on them, or maybe just carry around a little Bose speaker or anything like that, and just play their music all day long. It can get really annoying. Sometimes managers don't care about this at all. Sometimes managers just allow people to have speakers, and it can get really annoying. And for some people, I know I've seen a lot of people in the comments say that they like when other people bring speakers so that they can hear their music. But for me personally, I don't like a lot of people's music. I'll go ahead and say it, and I'm going to take flack for this, but I don't like country music. I don't like country music at all. I really don't like country music. And whenever I hear somebody playing country music in the facility, this actually just happened a couple of days ago, on their speaker, and it wasn't escapable. Like, I couldn't move to another station. I had to stay at my station and just work there and listen to that music. It's bothersome, and it can be really annoying. And I don't like when people play their music out loud, because it's just a little bit rude. You might not know what kind of like people, like, you might not know if somebody has to listen to one certain music because of their religion possibly, or if they can't listen to music because of the religion. Maybe they just don't simply like the music that you're playing at all, like the country music, for example. Like, I don't like country music at all. I don't like when people play it near me. It bothers me. It really annoys me, because I really don't like country music. Maybe you listen to like death metal or screamo or something like that, and most people don't want to listen to that. I would, because I do like that kind of music. I have a wild music taste. I like death metal. I like regular metal. I like rock. I like hip hop. I love hip hop a lot. I don't know, my music taste is a lot different than others. I love almost all types of music except for country, and I'm so sorry, I'm just offending somebody a lot right now, and I really don't mean to, but I don't like country, and I'm sorry. But you never know, if you're listening to death metal or something like that and nobody else wants to hear that. It's kind of just like, music is very subjective, and what you're playing, not everyone is going to like. So put an earbud in if possible. If not, just at least don't play your music super loud. The speaker guy is definitely one of the worst for me personally, just because a lot of people at my site have different music taste than me, I'll just say that, and I don't want to hear their music, and it can get really annoying, and it could be like, oh my god, this music is really annoying, can I please get moved to another station to where I can't hear it? The speaker guy definitely falls in at number 4. For number 5, we have a manager, and that is the hands-on manager. The manager that takes rate way too serious, and if you're not doing the top 10%, if you're not being one of the best employees of the day, they'll come and ask you, hey, what's going on? Why are you stowing so slow? Why are you picking so slow? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And then they'll come and they'll go up to your station and they're like, you need to do this, you need to make this, you need to do this to become faster, you need to become better, you need to do all this. And then they'll sit there and watch you work for like 30 minutes, and then they'll go ahead and annoy you. They'll talk about write-ups, they'll talk about, if you keep doing this, I'm going to write you up. If you keep going slow, I'm going to write you up. The hands-on manager is one of the most annoying managers ever, and I cannot stand the hands-on manager. If you're one of those managers, please just take my advice. Don't be the hands-on manager. I've had multiple different managers at Amazon, and I've had one or two, but definitely one hands-on manager. If you remember, I've already talked about this recently. If you were a super supporter or above, I've actually made an entire video about this manager. I won't go into detail on it. If you want to see that video, go ahead and become a supporter to the channel. Go ahead and press the join button down below. It's right next to the subscribe button. If you haven't already press that as well. But the join button doesn't show up on iPhone. So if you're on iPhone, go ahead and go to your Safari app and press request desktop site in the settings, and then you should be able to see join there. But I have a video on there talking about that specific manager and how much I have not enjoyed my time at Amazon since I've been switched to that manager. But pretty much, yeah, I've had one hands-on manager, and I've had plenty of other managers who are not hands-on managers. They'll come, if you're like stowing in like the bottom 10 or 15%, they might come and say like, hey, hopefully you can improve and stuff. I understand there's barriers and I understand what's going on. Just want to let you know you're in the bottom 10%, and if you fall below the bottom 5%, you'll get written up, so be careful. That's fine. That's perfect. But there's some managers who don't want to see you below. They don't want to see you in the top 25%. They need you in the top 10%. And those managers are very, very annoying. They're definitely annoying, and it's just really, really annoying. Don't be a hands-on manager if you are an AM at Amazon. Just try to relax. Let your employees do their thing. Let them work how they want to. And yeah, that's definitely number 5 on the worst Amazon employees. With that being said, though, I'm going to end that video there, guys. Thank you so much. If there's anything else you would put, comment down below. This is actually my second time doing this video. If you would like a part 3, let me know. Comment that down below as well. If this video can get 75 likes, I'll go ahead and do a part 3 for sure. But yeah, I'm going to end that there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, leave a like, subscribe down below. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I love you all. Become a member. Peace.